Hey guys, I was tagged by Claire at Rent to Grown to talk about 3 things I would want you to know about being a tenant homesteader if you plan on renting and you want a homestead. Before the Nanofarm started here in the apartment, Jerry and I actually had a homestead in Florida, and we made a lot of mistakes. One of the biggest things that sticks out to me was that we weren't really fair to our animals because we didn't know what we were doing. We lost some to diseases, other to poor like pen builds. Anyway, it just, it wasn't fair to them that we didn't know what we were doing. The other issue is that we really had more than we needed, which I'll talk about later. Another issue was that we weren't always really prepared for whatever kind of livestock we were bringing home. Like when we bought our first dairy goat, loved her, she had a pen set up, everything was good, except I didn't have a milking stand and she was already in milk. So I had to tie her to the fence. Like I tied her head on one side, then I tied her leg back so that I could milk her because I didn't want her to get mastitis. Poor planning. Should have had my stanchion ready, but I didn't. And really, we should have been focusing on other things like getting better jobs and trying to save money to either rent a better place or buy a home. And we didn't do that. So learn from our mistakes, and best of luck to you. So now to the actual tips. Thought you were already getting them, but no. So my 3 tips for you are: 1, don't invest in permanent infrastructure. Don't go build this amazing chicken coop with, cemented posts and like a dug-in trench so nothing can dig under it. Like, you're never going to be able to take that apart. I mean, I guess you could, but it would be a lot of work to take it apart and move if you ever have to move. So instead, try to build things that you will be able to take apart, or like Justin Rhodes, he has all of the electric wiring, the poultry netting for his animals that he can move around, and that is such an easy way to keep your animals safe and also be able to move it when you move. So don't invest in something that's going to have to stay on the property because you're just losing your money that way. Invest in something that can be moved with you. Tip number 2 is don't try to make a profit first. That's where we made a big mistake with having too many animals, and we weren't making a profit because I didn't know how to really market what I had for sale, or if there was even anyone who wanted it. A lot of people don't eat rabbits. Like, that's not a common protein source. So when we had, what did we start with? 13 breeders for 2 of us. Like, it was too many. We didn't need it. So instead, get the bare minimum for what your family needs. Just try to eliminate your grocery bill. That's what I'm doing this time. Once we have the property, to really eliminate our grocery bill, that's the plan. I don't want to have to go to the grocery store if I have animals and a garden. Eliminate groceries, don't make a profit. Not yet. Once you get to that point, if you have a little extra, yeah, try to sell it. See if somebody's interested, see if there is a market for what you have. But don't make that be the first thing you go to. Now this one is a little bit more personal to me. And that is number 3, don't get discouraged. Do have faith. We were in a really bad situation. I was the only one working, and we didn't have a place to live, and I was also like 20 weeks pregnant. And yeah, it was just a very bad time, but it was completely our fault. Like, we relied heavily on some friends of ours, and we shouldn't have put that burden on them, but they ended up giving us the push that we needed to really grow up. So having come from that low and very dark place, I can say, you know, I'm not where I was, and I'm not really where I want to be, but I'm getting there. Have faith that the desires of your heart are important to God, that your heart is what makes the plan, but He's the one that lays the steps for you to get there. And I still have to remind myself of that. Like just this morning, I was sitting here writing all of my notes up, and I had to stop and really think about, you know, the kind of advice that I'm going to be giving somebody, because really I wouldn't be anywhere without Him. So remember, mobile infrastructure, eliminate bills, not make money, and have faith. So thank you for watching. Until next time, peace be with you. Bye.